Welcome to the driver's seat. We're a little late to the game with our review of the Chevy ZR2, but better late than never. So a couple of years ago, Chevy relaunched to Colorado, really giving the Tacoma a run for the money, but they didn't have that game changer, that TRD Pro, and everything that the Z71, which had carried the torch for the off-road or most capable vehicle in the Colorado lineup, has been addressed in the ZR2. So we're really excited about this. And for us, it all starts with this angle of approach. The angle of approach on the Z71 was about 19 degrees compared to 32 for the Tacoma TRD off-road, not even to mention the TRD Pro. But now you have 30 degrees, not quite where the Tacoma is, but really close. 30 is a very respectable number. The other issue was ground clearance. You only had about 8.6 inches on the Z71. Now we have well over 9 inches on the ZR2, so it's right there with the TRD Pro. But it also has some differentiators, the suspension and one of our favorite features that you can't get in a Tacoma, a Duramax diesel engine. Some of the highlights of the ZR2 include a reinforced frame, 2-inch lift, 3.5-inch wider track, deleted bumpers, repositioned suspension anchor points, front and rear locking differentials, a DSSV suspension, and rocker rails. When the rear differential is locked, traction control is deactivated and off-road mode is engaged. The two engine options are a 3.6-liter V6 and a 2.8-liter Duramax diesel, which we have been driving. There is a lot to like about the Colorado ZR2. We waited for a while for this vehicle, and it was worth the wait. Let's start with how it looks. Chevy needed a vehicle that, as I call it, young buyers go to sleep at night with the brochure under their pillow. And proof of that was a few days ago, I stopped by the UPS store, and the young guy helping me out, like late 20s, he asked me, hey, is that your ZR2? And I explained the situation, and he's like, man, that's my dream truck. And that is proof that Chevy did the right thing here. Every brand needs a halo vehicle, needs a dream truck, a dream car. This is now their, Ford has the Raptor, Toyota has the TRD Pro, and now Chevy has the ZR2, and success. This vehicle works. It works as an everyday on-road truck, which is how most people are going to use it. It looks good. When they changed the angle of approach or made that a feature of the ZR2, I should say, of course it's going to help with the off-road. It's critical. We had to take the air dam off the Z71 to make it work. But and not only does it work, but it looks good. It's a good look. Having that skid plate really lets everyone know I may not go off-roading, but if I wanted to, I could do it, and I could do it with ease. Up until recently, this was the king of towing with 7,600 pounds, but now the all-new Gladiator from Jeep has topped it, and I think by about 50 or 100 pounds. So it's now technically the best towing pickup truck in this segment, but we're splitting hairs here. Overall, I think the exterior is just darn right good looking. It's sporty, it's rugged, and in my opinion, mission accomplished for Chevrolet because they really nailed all the check boxes. On the interior, it's hard to really see anything that's different from the Z71, but it's a good interior, very analog, even though you do have a nice, about 4 or 5 inch multi-information display. They have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all the infotainment features you need. Plenty of buttons here. It's good. One thing, because of the diesel, you have the exhaust brake, which is one of my favorite features when towing downhill. It just really takes the pressure off of braking and uses the exhaust to slow the vehicle down, and that will save you money and will instill more confidence when towing. Interior, the seats are comfortable. not great, but better than the Tacoma. Great visibility, and not a luxurious interior by any means. When you look at the price point, $45,000, $46,000, you look in here and go, wait a minute, where's that money going? Well, that money is going to the suspension, it's going to the frame, the tires, the wheels, basically all the things you need to go off-roading. So if you don't need that, you may not want to spend the money, but man, this is a great looking truck and a very capable truck. And the diesel to me is a differentiator. The suspension system also a differentiator, and I think the styling is also something that the rest of the segment is going to be looking at. The designers did a great job with this vehicle. Hard to find a whole lot to complain about. I mean, I wish it was a little less expensive, but they know what they have here, and they're not going to sell a ton of these. And the ones that they do sell, I think are going to hold their value quite nicely. I still reserve a little judgment. Colorado is, even though the name was brought back, it's an all-new truck, so we don't have a lot of history on it. Hopefully, it will hold up as well as its older brother, the Silverado. That seems to be a very durable vehicle. Durable as far as engine and components, but the interiors of Silverados have not held up in the past, but the interior of the Colorado has all new technology. Just the way they're doing the plastics with this plating, it's good stuff. I mean, this isn't the cheap stuff. This is premium materials that are commensurate with the segment and the price point. If you force me to make a decision between this and the Tacoma, I'd say, well, I want to wait and drive the Gladiator, because that one, especially with the Rubicon, is going to quite honestly destroy anything in the segment. It's going to have better ground clearance, it's going to have better, it's the newest one. But we're here to talk about today, and today it's this or the TRD Pro, and it's kind of a toss-up. I like the interior better. Tacoma, don't like the styling as much, but I like the durability, I like the reliability, and the cost of ownership, which are proven entities. So it really depends how long I'm going to keep it. Less than 5 years, hands down, getting the Colorado. If it's going to be 5 or more years, probably going to get the Tacoma. I just have more confidence in it. It doesn't have a diesel. It's definitely older technology, but it works. And sometimes, especially when you're off-roading, that's what matters. The Tacoma also has crawl control, which you don't get in the Colorado, but honestly, I think it's kind of a neat feature, but not one you're going to use very often. And the way they set up this, the way Chevy set up this four-wheel drive system, I doubt you're going to get stuck, especially on that sand dune. I'd love to go back and do that test all over again. One of the clear-cut highlights of the ZR2 are the Multimatic Dynamic Suspension Spool Valve suspension system, and this is taken from the Camaro ZL1, very respectable vehicle, and Formula One vehicles. Formula One cars rely a lot on the suspension. It has to be extremely fast, and that's what this does. No matter what the conditions are, it responds quickly, and it's really been brilliant. We've had a chance to kind of take it through its test, not pushing it anywhere near its limits, but certainly an opportunity to see what it can do, and it's very impressive. When you get into this stratosphere of pickup trucks, mid $40,000 range, you really have some nice options. Mentioned the TRD Pro from Tacoma. It speaks for itself. This is making its name right now in the segment, the ZR2. I like a lot of the features in this vehicle better than the Tacoma. My only question is, down the road, 5-10 years later, how is it going to hold up? The Tacoma is a proven entity. The Colorado still needs to prove itself. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. See you next time on The Driver's Seat.